Warning, Metal or Get the Fuck Out is intended for a mature audience even though it may not come off that way. The content herein are for entertainment only and not educational purposes. The hosts do not always know what they are talking about, but fake it very well. In closing, if you take your metal too seriously or have a stick up your ass, then by all means, please, get the fuck out.
What I say, fall back the evil way. Hold on, words to pray. Burden the mind's decay. Stand for life's path. Fall back the evil way. Read away. Read away. Breathe away! Breathe away! Reveals on the outer skin. Reveals all the birds within. The countdown solves the pain. Fall to. You live a life of denial. No way to sink in, no way to break out. It forced me back on track. And now I've seen the real you. I'm never coming back. Your perpetual life of illusion. You claim to be so free. Truth is the attention you long for. And drain the life out of me. Your sudden burst of illogical bullshit. They make you look so vile. The fact the past is the one thing you cling to. You live a life of denial. No way to sink in, no way to break out. It pulls me back on track. And now I've seen the real you. I'm never coming back.
As the biting wind howls and the night oppresses, a lonely figure enters the deep dark recesses of a cathedral made of iron, steel, oh yes, a cathedral of metal. Bigfoot opens an ancient dusty book and discovers the secret he has searched for time immemorial. 5 million years ago, when the Earth was created. And then, nothing. Silence. But deep beneath the crust of the planet, the bellow of a demon and the sound of a ringing metal hammer. Once, twice, and on the third ring, the birth of metal. Metal or get the out with Monster and Goo.
Goose.
Yes.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
You know what sucks?
What broke?
I totally did the most awesome metal scream, but I had my mic off, and nobody heard it.
The tree falls in the woods. Is anyone here?
There's a bear shit in the woods. Does he use toilet paper, or does he just walk away?
He just walks away.
I'm going to have to do my metal scream again, I think.
Oh, boy.
You ready? See, now I'm not going to be able to do it because I'm on the spot.
Yeah, now it's gonna be. You already overplayed it. You already overplayed your hand.
Shut up.
Ow.
That was pretty boss. Do you think that anybody missed us for 4 weeks?
I'm sure they did.
Not. Welcome to another fantabulous episode of Metal or Get the Fuck Out, otherwise known as Metal or GTFO. I am part of the co-hosting crew. My name now is basically Lumber Squatch. Gentleman on the other microphone goes by the name Mega Goose.
Hello.
Hi. Metal or GTFO can be found at metalorgtfo.com. We are also on iTunes. We are also on Stitcher. We are also broadcasting live currently on Spreaker, where it says there are 16 people listening, but only one in the chat room, and that's me. That's okay. I'm cool with that. I'm used to going solo. Right?
Sure. I thought you were going to say I'm used to going soft. That sounds more like you.
Yeah.
First show back, we're already there.
Yep, and I have to apologize in advance. No, Goose is not hot, but his heater is, and it's blowing in the background.
Are you picking it up now?
Yeah, I hear it. And we can. How would we make that metal? Instead of calling it a heater, we can call it like the
flame box.
Or the church burner? I don't know.
I have no idea.
Well, whatever it is, it's in the background. It's ambiance.
Listen, don't blame me. Blame the polar vortex, okay? If it weren't for the vortex, it wouldn't be kicking on all the time.
Whatever, polar vortex. Didn't you tweet somebody and they said that should be a band? No?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I think they misunderstood or didn't understand my retort.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's okay.
It's all good, as the kids say.
We're on Twitter, twitter.com/metal or GTFO. Facebook, Facebook is Metal or GTFO Show. And, of course, the email is Metal or GTFO Show at gmail.com. Gmail. Come on, work with me here. I think that's it. I was worried about, remembering everything, and I think I covered it all.
It's like clockwork. Come on, 36 episodes in, you've got it down.
That's crazy. It's 36, and we took 4 weeks off. But, before we get into that, why don't you tell the good people what's up?
The unappreciated scholars are what are up. Every week they have Metal Monday, presented by the both of us. This week they had, in honor of said polar crapola, they played appropriately enough Trapped Under Ice, which was live from the Orion Music and More Festival, which is, of course, Metallica, in case you didn't know. So go check them out and listen to their podcast. I'm not sure if they're on iTunes yet, but you can go to their website, unappreciatedscholars.com, and you can just copy and paste it if iTunes is your thing. Or I believe they're on Stitcher as well.
Yes,
and also on their website, so you can go to their website there and listen to it directly.
Aww. So what started off as supposed to be like a 1 week layoff turned into 2, and then turned into 3, and then turned into 4, correct? Because we had...
yes, we were having some technical difficulty. Well, I think it started off with an illness or something like that.
No, it was all technical difficulties, I think, from the start.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And then that led into 2 weeks of technical difficulties. And
by that time, it was the holidays. We just threw our hands up and said, F it.
Yeah, F it. F the holidays, son. That was slang for, yo, what's up, my boy?
Gotcha.
Okay. And, so then it was like 2 weeks of holidays, and then, well, here we are, back. Episode 36. Well, it's like we never left, really, when you think about it. But don't think about it too much. Correct?
Yes.
Man, there's a lot of stuff that happened over the extended vacation. I don't know what you have in store for us news-wise, but I'm ready to give a listen.
I don't have actually any. I had some old news things, and I said, you know what? That is old news.
But old news, some of the people don't know.
So, well, I honestly didn't pay attention to a lot of metal goings-ons the past few weeks. I checked, but a lot of the sites, a lot of the blogs and stuff were also more or less,
Yeah, they were in vacation
hibernation mode. Either they didn't post anything, or it was very, here and there.
Top 10
Mostly
lists
it was, Merry Christmas from Testament, and here's a Christmas card from this band. It's like, really?
Yeah.
But there are some new news for the new year. If you watched The Simpsons over the weekend, if you still watch The Simpsons, which I do, it's very hit and miss, but, I feel obligated to watch it sometimes. Judas Priest was on. They were on very, very briefly, literally 15 seconds at the most. And they were referred to as death metal, which...
What?
Yeah. The gist of the episode was, the beginning of the episode, Homer took the family to go see a movie.
Right.
And every movie stereotype that could possibly go on happened. So Homer and Bart decided they were going to pirate movies. And they got caught, and they had to seek asylum in the Swedish embassy.
Okay.
And outside, Rob Halford and Judas Priest sang "Breaking the Law," but they changed the lyrics. I forget what they are now. And they sang one chorus, and the guy from the Swedish embassy was banging his head and stuff and throwing his hair around. It was actually it was a really good episode, to be honest. But the Judas Priest cameo was very, very, very minor.
Yeah, I had seen teases of it on the Book of Faces, and I thought it was going to be a little bit more, but I guess you're just saying it was minor.
Yeah.
Sometimes those band appearances are pretty good, pretty long.
It was enjoyable, The whole episode was so spot on with all the other things that happened. It was a good episode. So if you can watch it, check it out. If you already saw it, then you know what we're talking about.
Oh, snap. What else?
In other news, I found this kind of funny. We spoke about this before the show. It could be part of your Too Bad and Sloppy segment. I saw on Facebook that Fieldy of Korn is now giving out lessons, or I should say, charging for lessons. If you want to get bass lessons and learn all of the Korn songs and tricks and tips and stuff like that, you can go to backstageguest.com/Fieldy and sign up. $10 a month or $120 for a year. But the $120 gets you a welcome letter, a Fieldy pick, a t-shirt, and a sticker.
Ooh, that's still not a bad deal.
And monthly lessons. There's supposed to be 2 a month.
And it's $120 a year?
Yes.
I don't know. I don't think that's that bad. Depends on how long the lessons are, too. And if they're 15 minutes, and that sucks.
It doesn't really say as to how long they are or what exactly. There's a welcome message from Fieldy, but I just refuse to watch it. But I just found it kind of funny for some reason. I don't know why. I guess because I'm just sick that way.
You are. You're a sick and evil.
I take a certain pleasure in humor and things like that.
Yeah. Go on, sir.
And the last one is a multi-part story-ish, if you will. A lot of bands are already starting on new albums or are talking about, working on new albums that will be out this year. Overkill, of course, is in the studio since last year, so they'll be putting out something sometime in 2014. But other bands that are going either into the studio soon, are in, or are writing, Kyle Decap.
Yes.
They have started writing on the next album. They didn't say when it will be out, but writing is taking place. Job for a Cowboy in the studio. I'm not their biggest fan, but I'm looking forward to the music from them. Who else? Pig Destroyer didn't come out and say it, but in the latest issue of Decibel magazine, I believe, there's a big fold-out spread from Relapse.
Right.
With, new albums coming this year and stuff, and Pig Destroyer was on there.
Yeah,
so
happens.
There's a good chance that they'll put out something new this year.
Sometimes, the record companies pencil something in. That's not necessarily set in stone.
Oh, of course not.
Yeah.
And lastly, I thought I had another one in here. I don't. Lastly, VOD on their Facebook page said they will be putting out 2 albums this year.
Shut up. Probably one's going to be live, I would think.
They didn't give any more information. They said that they are definitely writing and rehearsing a new album.
Cool.
And on one post, and a second post, they said that they're preparing 2 albums. So, I mean, it makes sense that one's probably a live album, so they don't have to really do too much with it, other than, clean it up and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But yeah.
You forgot, like, Anthrax? Hello?
Well, these were ones I just read today or yesterday.
Possibly Megadeth.
I don't think so.
I don't think so either, but at the same time, I think they might want to get the taste of Super Collider out of their mouth.
To them, it was good.
Palate. Just, bye.
I liked that. I said to them, they thought it was good.
Well, whatever.
What do their fans know? Obviously, because they sold out almost every show, so I guess their fans.
Yeah, but it doesn't mean that they're going there just for that album. They're going out to see the Megadeth. I called them the Megadeth. That's like an old person would say. You're listening to the Megadeth? What? I think Necrogoblicon is working on stuff.
I'm sorry I couldn't make a whole laundry list of bands.
Well,
I just put a few that I heard of today.
I'm adding to it.
I had feelings they'd be hurt.
Whatever. You good?
Yes.
Okay. A couple of things that I figured I might as well bring up. Currently, and you posted this as well on Facebook, that Amazon's selling nearly 10,000 metal and hard rock albums for $5 to $7. Well, $6.99. There's some pretty decent stuff in there. Rivers
I picked up a lot.
Yeah, you got a lot, right?
I got a lot, and I'll teach you a trick, children. This is from your Uncle Goose.
Oh,
I found this out the hard way, and it might not work for you, but if you want to give it a try, you're welcome to it. I put a gift card in my Amazon account along with my credit card, not knowing that it wouldn't apply to MP3 purchases because they can only you can use like an Amazon gift card or your credit card. You can't use a gift card from another source. I didn't know this. I purchased a fairly good quantity because I had a nice gift card given to me. And I emailed them the next day explaining the situation to them, saying I didn't know, I don't want to put on my credit card. What can you do? So they reimbursed my credit card, and I downloaded all the songs from the Amazon desktop app.
Mm-hmm.
And when I emailed them asking, they're still in my cloud. Is that okay? Will they be gone? The representative got back to me and said they should disappear once your credit card's reimbursed. But if not, take it as like an apology from Amazon.
Oh, okay.
So I got a bunch of albums for free.
Wow.
So I'm not saying this will work for everybody, but,
You screwed the system.
I stuck it to the man, and boy, did it feel good.
You always
Take
stick
that,
it to a
man.
man. So what's the difference?
Nice. I heard that. That's messed up, man.
Zinger. Hello. Oh, Ralph is there. Bam. Ralph is in the chat. Mr. New Follower on Spreaker. One of the bigger stories that happened in the past month. Well, I'm going to bring this one up now that I'm looking at it. Dan Spitz he was arrested, right, for beating his wife or something like that.
I don't know if he was arrested for it, but I know that...
Well, he's got a mugshot.
The story that I read was that he didn't, that it was...
A misunderstanding?
Yeah. I didn't read... I guess there was a first story that I didn't catch. I just read the after part where it was a misunderstanding that he didn't really hit her, and then the part where he might have...
Parkinson's?
Yes.
And what about the part where he looks like Matt Lauer from the Today Show? With earrings.
That was the best comment.
I know, you liked it, and that made me feel good. I was like, oh, it was Goose. But, okay. His wife's pretty hot there, too. Hey, how you doing?
She's not an attractive lady.
Did you say she's not attractive?
She is not, and he's a double negative. Sorry.
Oh, okay. Not an unattractive.
Yeah.
Devin Townsend looks weird. I've come to that conclusion. Have you ever seen Devin Townsend?
He's a little peculiar.
Yeah, he's got an album coming out this coming year too.
Did he have one of the Hills Have Eyes guy kind of head? You know what I'm talking about?
Yep, I totally know the original Hills Have Eyes, not the remake. Yeah, and because that same guy was in Motley Crue, Smoking in the Boys Room.
Yes.
He's like that guy who's like in the movies, and you're like, oh, that guy, but nobody knows his name. Unlike Cheers, where everybody knows your name. The bigger story was that Joey Jordison had departed from Slipknot. He was one of, I think, the founding members and one of the main songwriters in the band, other than Paul Gray, the bassist, who died, what was it, 2 years ago, year and a half ago now? There was no real word at first, but then he came out and was saying, oh, I was fired, and the guys from Slipknot are kind of keeping mum about it because they're supposedly in the studio writing a new record. And this is going to be another one of those records where the two main, well, I shouldn't say two, but the main songwriters have gone, so it's going to be like the album that's either we're going to see if they can still put a good album together or if it's just going to fall apart at the seams. Like the Slayer album coming out when they don't have, what's his name, Jeff Hanneman.
Mm-hmm.
So
you know what, though? A lot of times with an album like this, even with or without the main players, people expect so much that it's almost guaranteed that people aren't going to like it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or if they don't, I wouldn't say people won't like it, they're going to be just super critical of it.
Right. I don't know. That was some pretty big news because he's a really good drummer. At least I think so. And it's going to be weird to see not weird, but it's going to be whoever replaces him got big shoes to fill. Is that like the right cliche to throw in there?
That's correct.
I'm just kind of perusing here. Boom shakalaka.
Someone sent like pseudo application videos in already. I forget from which band.
Yeah, I saw that too. Yeah, why not? I mean, if you're a decent drummer, fucking do it. It's a good way to get himself recognized, and then, never know. He might get into Slipknot. I didn't watch the video.
Kids say.
What's that?
The Knot, as the kids call them.
Oh, do they? Oh, I'm so behind on the times. The Knot. Interesting. Megadeth's on this past week's Metal Sucks podcast.
Yes, I saw it in my queue. I didn't give it a listen yet.
No, it'd be interesting because I think most of the Metal Sucks guys did not like Super Collider.
Well, the guys who do the podcast don't write for the show.
Right, they don't write.
Don't write for the website.
Yeah.
No, but they also have, I think 2 weeks ago, they interviewed, I forget his name, from Mastodon. I have to listen to that also.
Oh, you're behind on the Metal Sucks.
Yeah, I'm behind a lot. My podcast queue is ginormous right now.
Queue. I don't even have a queue. How's that for fucking? I don't know.
Nice. Well played, Barry.
Because I'm just scanning real quick and seeing if there's anything I forgot.
Perusing the news, if you will.
Yeah, a lot of people named Carcass's Surgical Steel as the best album of 2013.
I just got that recently.
Oh, really?
I like it. It's very good.
Yeah. Slayer, in more news pertaining to Slayer, they might re-sign with American Recordings, and Rick Rubin might produce their new album. So there is hope after all. Maybe they'll go back to like a more Rain and Blood feel. Interdasting.
See, I don't know if they will. I think they should just do what they want to do. Don't try and recapture that kind of thing, because no matter how hard you try, you're not gonna. That was, 20, 30 years ago?
Yeah. I know what you're saying. It's almost kind of like what Metallica tried to do with Death Magnetic, but I still think that they did a really good job. They played a more advanced style of their older stuff. And if Slayer can pull that off, then, that's what they're probably looking to do instead of just rehashing Rain and Blood. Ghost is supposed to put out a more metal album next time?
No.
Yeah, I know. It's just weird.
I just thought of a name for a new segment.
No.
What?
You're gonna call it no.
You're going through the news. You can call it Peruse the News with Barry.
Oh, that's so awesome, brah. Bro, do you even peruse the news? There you go. There's your
Oh
host.
no, don't no bro in the show, bro.
It's too late.
This has gotten out of control in like 2 seconds.
All right, well, go on with your pick of the week. I gotta load it up. So
Okay, you do that. I first thing of the new year, I've already started digging through Bandcamp, which has been one of my new favorite sources for music since late last year. There's so much good stuff on there. And a lot of it's either cheap or, as the pick this week, it is basically free. Buy now, name your price. You can download this one for nothing, if you are Scrooge McDuck. But the band is Siegeworm. This is their second album. They came out in 2010. The name of the album is called Harvest Begins. Very good artwork. It's got a big dragon with a bunch of little dragons hatching all around it. And they're from Buffalo, New York. They are unsigned currently. So if you own a label and you want to sign a band, look them up.
you spelled it wrong. How do you
Pardon?
spell siege worm? Is it all one word?
Yes, SIEGE
So they spell siege wrong?
WYRM.
Why would they spell siege wrong? Isn't it I before E except after C? I'm very confused.
Yes, that's why I said SIE.
Nah, whatever. I'm not here
Anywho.
to spell.
They label themselves as like a black metal, melodic, progressive metal band. They use so many labels. It seems like a lot of the metal bands in Bandcamp use like every genre of metal in the tags, which is fine. I mean, it gets them discovered and gets them, on more lists and whatnot when you search. But I'd probably call them more of like a melodic death metal, maybe even like a blackened melodic death metal thing.
Ooh, back in this again.
I'm just making up genres as I go along. But it's a really good album. They there's a little bit of thrash in it. The vocals I thought were really strong. They have a lot of like dual vocals. They have the main vocals are very gritty and growly, and they'll have a clean vocal in the background on a few songs. And there's a little progressiveness to them. There's some kind of big solos, but nothing like nothing that takes it too out of like the feeling of the album, like the grittiness of it.
Right.
There's one song that kind of put me off, which was towards the end, a song called Rage. They had someone come in, I don't know if it's another artist or someone else in the band, like rapped a few lines. And it reminded me of the crap, I forget the band already. Obituary song.
Yes. Oh, I was thinking the same thing. It's
Where they
Redneck
had
Stomp
the
or something.
rappers over at the end.
Yeah, but that was like a
You know what?
remix, I think. Wasn't it?
Yeah, I don't hate that at all, but that's what it reminded me of. That's the first thing I thought of. It just felt very out of place. Like I said, that song is called Rage, so you can look for that. But some of the other notable songs that I thought stood out were Praying for Forgiveness, the last one, and a song that we're going to play called The Thornwood Shore. So we're gonna play that. I think Barry has that queued up.
Well, no, he was looking for the Obituary CD, but I'll find it. And I'm going to apologize ahead of time because Bandcamp doesn't have volume, so I'm going to have to do this on the fly. So here is some Siege Worm with the Thornwood Shoreline. We'll be back in 5 minutes and 55 seconds.
All right.
right there was the Thornwood Shoreline by Siegeworm. Mega Goose's pick of the week. I was digging it.
You sound like you're in a wind tunnel now.
I sound like I'm in a wind tunnel?
I hear wind.
I don't hear wind.
Oh. Okay, as you were.
Oh, back as I was. Welcome back to Metal or Get the Fuck Out. Yeah, Siegeworm. I definitely dug that. I'll have to try to remember to listen to it because I always forget.
I know. You're a busy man.
I'm very busy. It's nice to be unemployed, isn't it?
Yeah.
Stay home all day, check out Bandcamp. Yeah.
A little fapping on the side.
Yeah, that stuff. What you waggle doodle? What do you do? So what we're gonna do now? We were going to do a end of the year list of I guess you would call it our favorites of 2013.
Yeah, I didn't want to call it a top anything because I don't like. Well, I like a list, but I just don't think like a top. The way I look at it, we didn't listen to, at least I know I didn't listen to as many albums as like Metal Sucks and Loudwire and all those places. So
right.
I think like a top 10 kind of didn't feel right. So I just picked 5 of my favorite albums that I listened to last year.
Here's what sucks.
You made a list of 25.
No, I didn't. But I actually thought we were doing a top 5 list, and I actually put together like. And I don't like lists either because I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. And as you said, it's kind of hard when you don't listen to everything that's out there. But I did actually come up with a top 5 list of sorts. So I'm just going to call it, 5 Alive. I don't know, just something. And while I'm babbling here, because I control everything here. The song was the Belituary remix off of Back from the Dead.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Carry on. So why don't you start off? How about
okay. I'm going to do, like I said, I have my 5 favorites in no particular order. I'm not giving a number 1 album. Even though I am. Deep down, it's secret. I know what it is.
Wait, whoa. You know what my number 1 album is?
No, I know what my favorite was.
Oh, okay.
Actually, no, I don't. It's a toss. Anyway, we'll go through it here. The first one is Ghost, Infestisuman, if that's how you pronounce it. I don't remember how I found Ghost. Probably some website. I saw them, and I'm like, I gotta check these guys out because I think, as much as I like the music, I just think the whole mystique about them is kind of what draws me and probably a lot of people to them, right. Who are they? How long can they keep this thing up and stuff like that. And just the whole show in general,
Okay.
But when I first heard that album, I thought it was great. I still listen to it weekly, at least once a week, be it in the car or home or whatever, but it's just such a good album. My next album.
No, my turn. Stop.
We're going. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I didn't know we were going back and forth.
Oh, I thought that was the whole thing. We were going to go back and forth.
We should probably talk about these things beforehand.
No, because it makes it more fun this way.
Okay, go ahead.
As I said, I kind of came up with a top 5 list. Problem was, it kind of turned into a top 6. So there was a tie for number 5. Okay.
Don't worry. I actually have one too. But go ahead.
Now, here's the deal. If we did this show back when we were supposed to, the top 5, number 5, the tie, the 2 bands, would have been different than they are now.
Ooh.
I know, this is weird.
Cheeky.
So, I'm not going to tell you the original 2 bands I had at number 5, but the 2 bands I have at number 5 now are Revocation, with the album Revocation, and Death Angels, A Dream Calls for Blood. Both just super solid albums, thrash albums. I liked Revocations because it had a little bit, it was diverse, and for whatever reason, the banjo has me hooked. I just love to listen to that song. I'm going to tell you the name of the song right now. It was The Hive.
No.
Yes, it is, because I played it before the show.
The song with the banjo is called Invictus.
No. Is it? You sure?
I am positive. The Hive is the first song.
Oh, all right, whatever. Maybe I got it labeled wrong. But I just really dug that album. And, of course, the new Death Angel, when I reviewed it, as I said, I was expecting kind of the older sound, but it wasn't there as far as the vocals, and it was just a super solid thrash album. And it's an album, like, I keep thinking, like, man, I got to listen to that more and more because I really did dig it totally. I really did. Thoroughly enjoyed them. So that was my tie. Now, before, they were 3 and 4, respectively. So now what moved up? It's crazy. Right?
Easy.
Go.
All right, my next one, like I said before, you're going to yell at me for it, but I don't care because I still like this album. As much as I do not like the band as much, I Wrestle the Bear once, Late for Nothing. I listen to that album all the goddamn time still. It's, as much as, like, at first when I listened to it, it seemed like it was so scatterbrained.
Right.
I think the more you listen to it, the more things kind of coalesce and kind of come together a little bit more.
Interesting.
And I think the new vocalist, Courtney Plant, there's something about a woman screaming like that you just can't really hate, you know?
Well, there's
now,
something
like
about
said,
a woman screaming when she's not in your trunk that's also pretty nice.
Yeah, and, not kicking and stuff like that. And
Right. Not
scratching
calling
my
the
paint.
cops.
Yes, calling the cops is bad.
Bad. Good.
But them as a group, like, look at them sometimes kind of makes you cringe because they're just so hipster-esque. But the music is good, and I guess you really can't fault them for that in the end. So that is my second pick.
Well, my number 4 would have originally been part of the number 5 tie, and that's Rivers of Nile. I took some more time to listen to this band in December and just really grew fond of the music and the lyrics and just the all-around production and sound of it. It was super heavy. It had a theme. The theme was like the earth and all that, right?
Yes.
And I don't know. I was telling you a story before. I listened to it a lot. It's one of the albums I've listened to the most over this past month. As I reevaluated my list, I was like, you know what? Let me go back and listen, make sure I'm comfortable with this. And the more I listened to it, the more it grew on me. And it's still one of the albums that I've been playing in my truck back and forth to work. So it's just a super solid album. I owe it all to you for introducing them to me. So congrats, Mr. Goose.
You are welcome, Mr. Barry.
Oh, that's sweet of you. Your turn.
There you go. My next pick is, I don't know how the hell I came across these guys. I want to say it was like Twitter or Bandcamp or some crossroads between there, but Black Crown Initiate. It's an EP actually, Song of the Crippled Bull. It was just, from the first time I heard it, I was like, holy balls, these guys are amazing. It's like progressive death metal. The guys playing, the guitarist, bass, I mean, everything is like they're so tight. And for this being their first like EP, and they were only playing for like, I think at the time, like 6 months, is just like freaking amazing.
Really? 6 months?
It's something like they've been together under a year before they put the EP out. And they're all, I know the drummer, I think, taught drums. He actually doesn't play for them anymore. But I think he's like a teacher or something out of school. I mean, the guy is phenomenal, and so is everybody else in the band. They're all just great musicians.
Okay.
And it was I was just blown away by it when I first heard it. And it's still like, I go to the UPS store a few times a week. I'll almost guarantee to listen to it on the way down because it's perfect timing from door to door.
Oh, look at that. It's nice when something works together, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh.
I love it when the plan comes together.
Now my number 3 was originally part of the tie for number 5. And this is an album I don't really understand why I didn't know about it when it first came out in March or May, I think it was. I'm not really sure. March, April, May, somewhere around there. It was in spring. Almost positive that's when it was. Probably should do my homework ahead of time, but whatever. There's Call of Duty to be played. I have Xbox One. I'm a busy guy. Forgive me, okay?
Legos.
Lego, Marvel, please. I gotta collect the bits and pieces and get the things. Oceano Incisions. This one has been the most constant played album of my existence for the past 2 months. It is just so heavy and so brutal, and there's enough diversity in the songs from song to song where it doesn't sound the same, and there's difference, and there's different vocals in some of the songs, and it really is a super, are you ready for this? Brutal album. Super brutal. It's pretty brutal. And I'm still amazed that I don't see more people talking about this album, because to me it's like a diamond in the rough. It's a gem for everybody to look at and please their eardrums with. I just don't understand it. If you like brutal, heavy death metal, this album is it. It's just that good as far as I'm concerned.
I actually haven't given that a full listen to, I don't think.
No?
I know you talk about it all the time.
It is so good the more I listen to it.
I'll just add it to the ever-growing laundry list.
Yes, you do that.
Well, since you have a tie, I will put my tie before I do my last one.
Okay.
And that is also Rivers of Nile.
Nice.
And a tie between that and Kvelertak's Mir.
Really? Interesting.
I mean, they're not tied because of the way they sound. They're both really good albums. Like, if I had to pick which one I like better, I couldn't. But it's like, I like Rivers of Nile for like a lot of the same reasons that you liked it. You know, it's strong. I mean, it's their first album, and it's a monster. You know, it's amazing. And then Kvelertak just came out of, like, for me, I know they've been around for a while. Just for me, they came out of like nowhere. I heard them, and as soon as I heard them, instantly heard that album, I was like, these guys are freaking awesome. I have no idea what they're saying. I've tried to actually look up the lyrics, and they have them. I found the lyrics like translated into English, but they kind of don't.
They never work
the same with the rhythm of the song.
Yeah,
you know. So I'm just trying to like sing along and make up my own lyrics as I go along, which is also fun. But it's been dubbed black and roll, I guess, because for whatever reason it sounds like black metal. I don't see the correlation, but
right.
I'm also American, so there's that.
America.
But it's all the time. I listen to it. It just, it's kind of album that you just drive along to, and you're freaking banging on the steering wheel and stuff and singing along nonsensically. In Rivers of Nile, same thing. You're screaming along because I don't know what they're saying either, and they speak English. So what does that tell you? But they're both just super, super albums, and they are my tie for whatever place we're in.
Well, you're not going by places I am, so it's okay though.
No,
but that would be number 2, I think, for you. If you were
or maybe
keeping track.
we'll say one's my top 5 and one's an honorable mention. We can do that.
Ah, look at that. My number 2 goes to Dillinger Escape Plan's "One of Us Is the Killer," because this album is so tight and so well done, and it's such a work of chaotic art. Just musically and vocally, it's all over the place. It's true Dillinger Escape Plan, but it's also a more mature Dillinger Escape Plan. I mean, seriously, if I was a girl and I was listening to the title track, "One of Us is the Killer," and my panties didn't get moist, there would have to be something wrong with me. The dude's voice is smooth as silk when he sings. He can be like in a jazz standards band or something. Just phenomenal. And just the cuts and the stops and the time signature changes and everything within this album is just so well done. It's just amazeballs. It almost was number 1 for me. Almost.
I can't wait to see what's number 1.
You have to know what number 1 is for me, but if you don't have the Dillinger, if you're listening to us and you do not own Dillinger Escape Plan, "One of Us Is a Killer," just go back into hibernation. Go listen to your Bieber albums and be done with it. I'm done with you. Sorry, I can't deal.
You're mean.
I ain't got time for that. I'm not that mean.
My last pick, and I will say honestly, this is my favorite album from last year. Number one, if you want to call it that. You already talked about it. It was your number. I don't know. I'm confused now where you left off. Revocation. Okay. Their self-titled album. It's just so well balanced between like so many different styles you could say. You know, I mean, there's death metal riffs, there's thrash riffs, there's like the solos sound like they're great, and they go with whatever song they're played in, but they also kind of sound like they could fit in just like a regular like metal song or like a progressive track from a prog band. They're just, everybody in that band is also just, you know, so talented, and everything comes together so well. It's just a fucking amazing album.
It is super
talented. You know, there's not like, I don't think there's one song that not only do I not like, but I could listen to and not, like, you can't find anything wrong with any of the songs, really. You know, I mean, if you get a nitpick, sure, maybe, but it's just a well put together, well balanced album from start to finish. Easily my favorite from last year.
Yeah, no, I agree. It's a super good album. But unfortunately for me, this was the year of the Necrogoblicon. It just was.
I didn't see that.
You didn't see that coming?
Yeah, I blame myself.
Really? You didn't think Power was not going to be my number one choice?
You know what? It didn't even come to mind. I don't know why.
It's only 5 songs. They call it an album. You can call it EP. You can call it whatever you want. But for me, those 5 songs are probably better than what full albums that other bands have put out in their entirety, in their entire catalog. The songs are varied. It just furthers the Necrogoblicon. I don't want to say mystique, or story. I don't know, but it just furthers them up the musical chain, if you will. It shows how far they've advanced, how far they've matured. It's almost just like the Dillinger Escape Plan, how they went. You know, they're maturing as musicians and as a band. They're being a more cohesive unit. They're finding that Necrogoblicon is finding their place, and I think a lot of people don't take them seriously because of the whole goblin thing, John Goblicon, the name Necrogoblicon, and you know, some of the lyrics obviously revolve around goblin-esque things. But musically, even if you watch their live performances, they're amazeballs. And I know at one point it was like kind of cliche to play a 7-string guitar, and people would be like, "Oh, if you play a 7-string guitar, you can't play a 6-string." You know, it's just, you know, battles and forth. I think
now they're playing 8-string guitars and 6-string basses.
He's playing an 8-string guitar. I didn't know that. I was watching like one of the lessons. The dude, I think the guitarist gives lessons, and I'm looking at this guitar. I'm going, "There's something wrong with that." And then I start counting the strings. I'm like, "There's 8 strings on there. I can barely play one on my guitar."
He's skiing on one ski.
He's skiing. I'm like, "Holy crap! Look, suddenly a giraffe." Ralph gets it. I love it. And I don't know what Slayer 454 was doing, but that's a lot of metal right there, bro. I like it. He's got like a radio design. He's got the whole metal thing going. It might be a sheet. I don't know.
I like the cut of your jib, sir.
But it just made me want more. And like I said, when I did we did the review for Power, I think it was a smart idea for them to put out a 5-song EP or album, as you will, instead of rushing it and trying to capitalize on the success of the fucking video, No One Survives, and just trying to put that together like a 10-track album. So this is like a step for them in the right direction to put out another masterpiece of an album, hopefully this year, because I know they're writing, and I believe they're in the studio, so they're like tracking. Power, just from my most listened to album, other than their other one, Stench. So it's just beautiful. It's beautiful. The whole album, top to bottom. If you ain't down with that, I got 2 words for. I'm not going to go there. Sorry. I'm not going to DX it up, son. I ain't like that.
Thank goodness.
So there you have it. Our wrap-up review. There were some similarities there. I was surprised you didn't pick Dillinger. You didn't.
I liked it, but I just don't. I don't listen to it that much as I thought I would.
Okay.
I definitely like it, but there's a lot of stuff that I listen to more that I connect with more.
Oh, that's okay. I won't hold you to it. I won't hold it against you.
Sometimes you hear an album, you're like, you listen to it once or twice, and then you don't listen to it much, and then 6 months later, you're like, holy crap, this is great. Mm-hmm. What the hell was I thinking? Why didn't I listen to this more? It's timing, I guess, too.
No, I agree. I totally agree. So that's been Metal or Get the Fuck Out number 36 for the first week. Is this the first week of January or second week? Second week. Whatever.
I just started the second.
Yeah, started the second week of January 2014. Our email again, for whatever reason you need to get in touch with us, is metalorgtfoshow@gmail.com. We're on Twitter. We're on Facebook. We're all up in the place. You can check all the show notes at metalorgtfoshow.com. No, metalorgtfo.com. There's too many show stuff. I just get confused. What are we doing next week? Do we know?
We're going to do some sort of... We're talking about doing what we're looking forward to in the year, what we'd like to see, that kind of thing.
Right.
And we will be reviewing the new Iced Earth.
Yes.
The title of which I forget at the moment. Plague of Babylon, I think.
Yeah.
Mistaken.
So you have that to look forward to. A review of the new Iced Earth, and what are we looking forward to in 2014? So for now, we're going to end the show. We're going to say our goodbyes, bid adieu, and we're going to play some Black Crown Initiate and Necrogoblicon. What song do we have coming up from Black Crown, son?
I believe the Mountaintop.
Mountaintop. Ow! And then I'm going to play some bells and whistles from Necrogoblicon. We're signing off. Thank you to all the live listeners and the two people in chat. I appreciate that. I really enjoy that. Even though I can't really interact with you because then I'll get distracted and push a button I'm not supposed to. Right?
Squirrel.
Where? Oh, you were kidding. I
Yes.
hate you. All right. We'll talk to you next week.
Bye.
Bye.